Welcome to Break a Wish, the podcast where all your dreams come true, but with terrible, ironic consequences. I'm your host, Maddox Campbell. On each show, we take a magic wish and try to come up with the perfect ironic cost. The idea is that knowing the wish's cost, it would still be a tough call whether you take that wish or not. Last week we had, you can read other people's minds at will, but if anyone, anywhere in the world has a thought about you, you hear it. Our Twitter poll showed that 57% would reject this wish, but our Facebook discussion group had 60% accept the wish, so it was pretty close. Some good points that people made. Ben Clifford mentioned that it would really help him read the room, see if people were on board with what he was saying. But I do think a lot of people were still worried about finding out what their loved ones really thought of them. For this week, I've noticed a lot of wishes are basically asking for some kind of superpower, so this week's is just straight up that. The wish is for super strength and flight, and it was sent in by Connie Campbell on behalf of Dan Campbell through Facebook, because Dan doesn't use Facebook himself. Why, yes, those are my parents submitting this wish, which I point out only so you can share in my discomfort when Joanna Haughton makes this perfectly innocent wish dirty almost immediately. Thanks, Joe. Let's answer the star-shaped spotlight in the sky with Joanna Haughton and Ben Clifford. All right, and the next wish that we're looking into today, I have it already, but first, who's joining me? We have Ben Clifford.
Hello, everybody.
And Joanna Haughton.
Hey, guys.
And this is a pretty by-the-numbers one. Someone wants super strength and the ability to fly. Basically, the superhero starter pack. Do we have any ideas on what the ironic cost of that wish might be? I'm going to go over to Ben first, because Joanna's laughing for some reason.
Well, I think she has a great...
I have one, but it's
well, no,
probably inappropriate.
Oh, no. Keep it up in the hopper. No, we'll go to you first. Yeah, Joe.
Okay.
Please.
It's too good to pass up.
Too good to pass up. If it's making you crack up, what do we want to know?
Oh, this is my mind. So it's super strength or what?
And flight.
Super
in
strength.
In other words, the superhero starter pack.
Okay, so the superhero starter pack. But every time you use it, you can't come for a week.
Okay, yeah. Wow. No, that is definitely getting us the explicit tag on this episode, but that's fine.
That is a sacrifice you have to make as a hero.
That is sacrifices you have to take.
Wow.
Now I'm open on the time frame because is a week too short, too long?
Too long, yeah. If you become a superhero, even if you just do a couple heroic deeds, I'm assuming that's getting you lined up and you won't have trouble finding potential mates for a bit. So I think it might be worth it to only do that. But then they might always be like, show me something strong as part of the foreplay.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is a problem. Anytime you use your superpower, you can't come for a week.
Oof. But also, you got super strength and flight, which we know as creatures of habit, we'll just get used to that kind of, I can fly anywhere. I'll just go. And then you probably forget about it. And you just have a lifetime of not coming because you'd always just be topping up the next week.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, I got to. So unless you get sick, fall into a coma or something, and then when you come out of the coma, you're like, okay, before I do anything else, I'm gonna treat myself today.
Well, this is a problem then. Like, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you use it, you can't.
That's what Uncle Ben was talking about.
Yeah, that's specifically what Uncle Ben was always talking about.
Ben, I've got these things. It comes out of me. It's sort of stringy. It's like, Peter, look, with great power comes great responsibility. Don't tell me anything more about it.
Yeah, there's not too much to go into on that, but that's definitely a high cost. I think a week is fine.
I think a week's good. I think a week's good.
Yeah, because I plan out my week.
And I mean, in any way, like self
obviously.
pleasure. You can't come in any way.
Oh, I thought you meant use your power in any way.
You can frustrate the shit out of yourself, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's like someone comes over to you and is like, can you open this pickle jar? And it's like, I don't want to be an asshole about this, but I really cannot open that pickle jar for you today.
I mean, I might even
6 days in.
I might even step one step forward, though this is more from the male perspective of just like no erection even for the week, right? Because sometimes that
I think it's more of a punishment if you can get an erection, but you just can't come.
You can't finish? Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the...
Yeah?
You just have to really time your
Because I feel like one is both.
I'm going to have to defer to the
you're
two of you
deferring to
on
us
this.
on this one, yeah.
You'd be like, hey, later friend, come over precisely at Saturday, precisely at this time, because I'll last for just long enough, and then the week will pass. It'll be great.
The week will pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it as is then. We'll move on to Ben. Ben, what is
right.
your idea for your ironic
Boy,
cost?
that distracted me a lot.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
a good
I was,
one.
that's why I was giggling when
I
you
think
guys...
I think I need a better one for mine, so I'll go to Ben for a bit.
I mean, because it's such a, like you say, by the numbers wish, the whole door is open to where you can
Where
make
the cost is, yeah.
where the cost could be. Like with any sort of flight, distance from the ground
Comes into play.
Yeah,
And speed too,
And
right?
speed,
yeah.
right? Yeah, you can only do it at walking speed, and
Those
you
are
just
some
sort of
caveats.
hover
Yeah.
there, which wouldn't be great. And with super strength, not being able to control it. That's one of those things that's always fascinating about, like, well, Superman's the obvious hero who has both of these things.
Right.
That they never really go into the idea of he has to have ultimate control when he, like, opens a door.
Yeah.
Or shakes someone's hand. Or,
Oh, yeah.
They always play with that, like when someone gets their new power. Like Peter Parker will break one doorknob on the first day he gets his power, but then after that, it takes him like 24 hours to get it fine tuned.
yeah, he's like, I'm good with this incredible strength I've just gotten.
Yeah. Whereas like I have trouble figuring out the right force to crack an egg every morning. Like I'm like too soft. Oh, it's a mess. Like every time.
We all have that friend who, like, loves high-fiving, but they high-five way too strong. And you're like, not today, buddy. Like, my hand is tired.
You can't. You're wearing us down.
Imagine that with Superman, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's real, like, he flies up. He's coming down at you.
Yeah.
It's a real leap and
He
high
swings
five.
into everyone. So yeah, you're just saying basically. So we're talking no control basically of.
Yeah, I think no control could be... I think there's a more interesting caveat. I think that's the obvious caveat. That's
Okay.
the kind of like, open the first box, no control. Maybe it's you have super strength and you can fly, but you can only use it for evil.
Oh.
Yeah, that seems fun to play around with.
Well, would you want to, though?
Well, that's the...
I kind of says a lot about the person.
Yeah. See, that's really makes it irresponsible for us as the wish givers then, because it's like, who would take this wish? Only evil people. Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll take it within a second.
And
There's no
they will all
downside
take it
here.
right away. Yeah.
Maybe there's only cases you can use it, right? You can, you only get it for short spurts of time.
Okay.
So 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
You can fly for 30 seconds,
You, get it
you can
30
super-
The
seconds.
short spurts of time is a callback to mine.
So yeah, I think a 30
You can
second
have your
spurt, right?
superpowers as long as you can hold an erection. Just to mix the two of them together. Yeah.
You always have to be indecent. And no one wants to be saved by Trenchcoat Man, but today's your lucky day.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm thinking of that as like your powers only come into effect while you're erect.
Right.
Oh, but then again, that's a male only version, so I can't do
Yes.
that. Sorry, I'm being exclusive.
Yes, you're being genderist, sexist.
Genderist, yeah.
I think a short spurt of time is they're like 30 seconds, because 30 seconds is just long enough that you forget. Wait, am I at 20 seconds? 27? How long can I hold up this car?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to miss time.
Oh yeah, you will drop it.
Yeah.
Possibly on the victim, possibly
Yeah.
on yourself. Yeah.
And then maybe there's a recharge period of
Yeah, that's-
5 minutes. Make it good enough that you could be in a fight where you could be like, run in and like, bam, 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 hide 30 seconds.
I need a breather.
Yeah. Everyone, let's calm down.
30 seconds to 5 minutes is still pretty good, though. Like, I mean, any
Yeah.
one instance during your life.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's still a good enough wish to maybe take, but
Yeah.
you're not superhero qualities of superpowered.
You wouldn't be a hero that way.
You could jump a building.
Yeah.
But like,
You can't jump multiple buildings because you got
Yeah.
to recharge, or at least you got to have a sandwich in between.
Yeah.
yeah.
I might move the caveat to like an hour.
Okay.
Hour recharge. So it's like, it's clearly a separate incident when you use it again. You get
Yeah.
30 seconds per incident. And if you use your powers again, like this is another thing that has gone down.
Yeah.
The first thing, you either solved it or you didn't. And maybe you run into another tragedy you can sort out.
Yeah,
an hour
30
later.
seconds to an hour. That seems like a good
Yeah.
distance of time.
Yeah. What I was thinking is I was going into the great power comes great responsibility of like,
As was I.
yeah.
It was the comes
You
part.
were in a
of,
very mature cast. Mine was basically being on superhero on call. Was emergency goes down anywhere within a range that you could help, you have to. And it does, like, even if you don't technically know about it, you suddenly just get that ping of like, all right, I get like a mental page,
So it's like a mental bat signal, basically.
basically, yeah, of like, oh, someone needs help and I can reach it. And I guess I have to. And you have to run away from whatever movie you're in.
your friend's wedding,
Coming.
Yeah.
you're mid orgasm. You got to get out of there.
I gotta go.
You gotta go. And just like that responsibility is always coming first.
That's a good one, that you're a slave to it. You have this great power, but you're also a slave to it.
Yeah, it's not the responsibility that you have chosen and you've gone through that hero's journey and become a better person, and I am a better person. I will use this responsibility and this power.
Right.
It's just like you just gotta.
You would be the snarkiest. Like, okay. Next time, maybe don't smoke in bed.
Yeah.
Like anytime there's like, and you're just like,
You're in your pajamas
Yeah.
and just like,
what
whatever.
level
The hero would be
of-
super reluctant.
Yeah, you'd be super reluctant, dude. You're like, oh man, can't these people look after themselves? But what level of emergency? Like cat stuck in tree, or
No,
or it
I-
has to be like life threatening.
I say life-threatening for sure.
Life threatening. I would put it. Maybe not cat stuck in tree. Like maybe not something that like another authority clearly could handle easily,
Right.
and not even urgency. Like a cat stuck in a tree. Take your time, fire department.
Yeah.
Right. It's not that urgent. It's really more of a nuisance
So
getting that cat out of the tree.
life-threatening, would that not be?
But I mean, like maybe not
Life-changing,
life threatening,
maybe.
life changing. Yeah, like someone could lose an arm or
Oh, okay,
or
fair
get,
enough.
you know,
Mugged or something. Might be
anything that there isn't a normal
Fair enough.
service wouldn't get there on
Life-changing.
time.
Okay, I think that's a
Life-changing.
good. I think that's a good descriptor.
Maiming. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's still a pretty serious event. Yeah, not every old lady who has to cross the street.
Right.
every time. Why can't we put in traffic
Put
lights?
in some traffic lights. Put in some traffic lights,
The
or I will
desperate
use my
crossing.
powers to crush this whole city. See, that's the main thing. Is you might turn into a villain then.
Yeah.
You'd become like the nanny state villain because
Resentful man.
because you'd be like, all these incidents are really cramping my style. Mayor, do this, or I can still use my powers otherwise. Like, there's nothing stopping you from using your powers for evil
Yeah.
as well. You just have to use them for good.
Oh, you'd be the worst torn man in the planet because you'd be forced to use it for good, and then if you chose to use it for bad, you're just all over the place.
Yeah, so you you'd be really
Yep.
the gambling man. 'Cause it's
like
like,
this,
is he here to help or is he here to hurt? He might rob a bank.
Or
But
he
then
might stop
but
it.
then he might stop robbing a bank mid-rob
Well,
and run across the city and
surely
save someone from a car accident.
Part of the caveat is if you were robbing a bank, you would get a ping in your
stop
head and you'd have
yourself.
to stop yourself
Yeah, I
because you're
guess.
doing a life-changing event.
life-changing
Oh, I
crime.
guess.
So you
Yeah.
can't really be that evil.
That's
you
true.
could only be,
That's
not-
true. Yeah, you would have to stop yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you wouldn't
okay.
be able to be evil.
You wouldn't be too evil.
But-
I don't know if is that a note against the wish or is that a note for the wish? I don't know. I guess it's against it because it's the wisher can't be evil.
Yeah, wish I can't be. Yeah, I can't be.
Like the idea of we have like a Wonder Woman or a Superman like sitting somewhere and just being like, takes 5 feet, like a step 5 feet this way, and it's like, oh, thank God. It's like knows that there's sort of a message incoming. It's like, okay, which directions are coming
But
from?
if I
and
can
where
get far enough away, it's not my problem.
if I can just take a couple of steps this way.
But that might explain why like Superman spends time in the Fortress of Solitude because he's just far enough away from stuff that like
He doesn't hear people calling for
his,
help.
his personal responsibility is like, sorry, didn't hear you. Ooh.
There is the flip side to it, which is instead of that caveat, the caveat is you always want to help, but you're always 5 minutes too late. Like you're the strongest, fastest, flyest person in the world. And you're
Yeah.
like, I'm here. Oh boy.
That's
So, like-
just a sad caveat.
But if you
though.
put those two people together, you've got reluctant hero and always tardy.
And the procrastinator? Or,
It's like, I want to help,
no,
but I'm always late. It's like, I don't want to help, but I guess
have
it's up
to.
to me again.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think
God, yeah.
if you're always too late, that might be too far that no one would ever take it, right? We're trying to
yeah,
find that
because then
middle
you're
ground.
always too late to save that person or something like
Yeah.
that.
You would
That'd
have to
be-
live your life going, I'm not a hero, I just can fly and have super strength, and always know that people are in trouble. And I
Well,
can never
see,
help.
can't
and then
keep
here's
no
the
help.
reason why I liked mine. Not only because is it funny, but also
Very funny. Very proud of that. Yeah.
yeah, I gotta relish these moments when
Yeah.
they're funny.
Fair enough.
But also that you could be a superhero, but then it's at great personal cost.
Yeah.
Well, that's a question about Superman, right? Can he? Because there's that, if we go into yours, which is you can't come for a week, I don't think Superman ever does because the force of his Kryptonian, ejaculation would kill Lois Lane. I think that's something they kind of talk about, that they can't really have kids. Hence
Is
why
that what the reason was? Because I always thought it was part of that old DNA thing.
Yeah, I thought
of
it was the
alien
DNA not
species.
mixing with species.
No,
yeah.
because I think there is an
but no,
episode.
we're rewriting that he can't come.
Yeah. So maybe that's he took this wish. Kryptonians are just not very good.
Or he just always has to pull out, I guess, otherwise.
But he can't even go in, because that's that control thing that I was talking about.
Well, you're talking about the control
all of these
thing,
things
yeah.
are coming into play.
But Superman does have that inhuman control, like, because he does open doorknobs all the time.
Yeah, he can.
I've seen him open so many doorknobs in that show.
He can, yeah.
He can press
definitely.
elevator buttons without destroying.
Yeah. So I think Superman's sex life is safe, but I'm like the lay person's sex life
Yeah.
would be gone. And then you're a hero. Everybody's worshiping you. Then you're like, oh, can you come back in a week? Just a week.
I got a big date on Saturday. I might let this person die because I got a big date on Saturday.
Otherwise, you just have to do it by yourself, right? Where it's like, I'm just going to go in here and use my normal strength, my normal non-flight to maybe stop this crime if I can.
Okay, I think all three things on the docket are pretty good. Like, I think they all could work. But yeah, let's go lewd. Let's go with Joanna's. I think we will, and I think the week is a good time period. Yeah. So you can use your superpowers, but anytime you use your superpowers, you cannot come for a week afterwards. So given that as the wish, I'll go to you first, Joe. You made the wish.
Oh.
Would you take it?
Yes, I would take it but I would be very smart about when I use it.
Another reluctant hero. Captain Reluctant. Yeah.
It would be, I'd be like, yeah, okay, we're good for this week.
That's a lot of watching people get maimed and being like, yeah, but you're not dying. So
I might be able to walk you to a hospital.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that maybe, I don't know if I could take it then, because then you'd be like, it's exactly what you said. You'd be like, I could help you out, or I could be selfish. You know what? No, I wouldn't take it. I don't want that choice.
Okay.
You just don't want to make, you don't want to have to make the choice. But are you, by choosing to reject the wish, making that choice in advance?
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh no, you're a bad person,
I'm
Joe.
a terrible person. I'm a
You can only
terrible
use your
person.
powers for evil.
I'll move over to Ben.
I think I would take it if, like all good wish debates, there's always ways to sort of loophole it.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think I've found a loophole for you.
Well, let's listen to your loophole.
If I had super strength and flight, and I donned the spandex, you could do a thing where if you're just very intimidating, you could kind of just like run around the corner and be like, "It's me, Superman. Don't do anything else, or else I'll have to use my super strength or flight."
Right.
Hand yourselves over. You've seen records of me doing this in the past.
So
You
you're
know what I
you're
could
threatening
do.
man, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, don't make me. I'm like that dad. It's like, don't make me come down there.
Okay, so here's the thing though. You're counting on your fame to see you through, which means you would have had to have done that a lot,
Right,
to
but
have a good record.
He could
of it.
really do a week on, week off type scenario,
I could
right?
spend 1 week just saving all the cities.
things. And then again, you have to keep doing it occasionally,
Yeah,
just so that the reputation stays up.
just enough.
Or like the occasional person who calls you on it, you then
I'm like, I gotta do it.
got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
not-
this is what I was thinking, but you made me feel like a horrible person that I only wanted to use it selectively.
That I did.
Yes, you did.
Whereas I think I would take it because I would build up a reputation. I'd be using any money. I'm not going to be one of these like selfless heroes. The city will pay me, and I'll use all my money for a Pigor person who would spread rumors about, oh, I hear he has time-stopping abilities and laser eyes and all this stuff, so that all you need to do is put up like a signal in the sky and crime would stop. My effort would be to stop all crime so that I can enjoy myself.
Yeah, I think
Literally.
Yeah.
I think
I won't rest until crime stops so I can rest.
I think I would follow Ben's lead with a slightly different system of just like I would set my lore up so that everyone knows that my powers are 1 week on, 1 week off.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I would not want to share that for sure. I would not share that.
well, but it's not actually that they're 1 week on, 1 week off. It's that 1 week I am on duty and using my powers to get a claim, and then 1 week I'm having me time with anyone willing to share that me time with me. If you,
Okay, well then
you
if
can't
you-
hear
if
the
you-
wink, but there's winking going on right
if
now.
you guys are like these, if you guys are doing all these caveats, then yeah, I would
wanna go
take
back?
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
obviously I would take it because you guys are
Oh,
putting all
no.
these caveats.
But if we all take it, then we maybe have to add something new to it. We have to make it worse.
we really do we?
Yeah, because
think
otherwise
so.
it's not a 50. Well,
it's
not,
not a-
not that it's not a 50-50, but it's like when you delve into it, right? You
Yeah,
delve
we can
enough
find
that
a way
you kinda
around
go,
it.
okay, I could make this
You
work,
could make this
maybe.
work. Okay, so then maybe it has to be a longer time frame.
Time frame, or maybe it's we have to give less control to the person like in advance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
you
maybe-
can't control.
Right.
Maybe it's like, so maybe we're doing this pre-hoc. Maybe we have to do it post-hoc. So it's every time you come, you can't use your powers for a week.
That changes everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that changes things.
Yeah.
Because then every time you come, you know that anything that arises in that next week,
You're not able to help.
you're not able to help.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
I think
Yeah.
it's a
Puts a real
small
superhero
change, but
twist
it
on it.
really changes it a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
yeah.
And that makes me definitely reticent and possibly out altogether because I
Yeah,
like
no,
to
you're
plan my life. I'm a very structured person. And I don't like the idea of like, oh, but it could come up this week that I need to do something epic. I need to
No,
save the
you're
world.
right. Actually, yeah, you're right. Flip it that every time you come, you can't use it.
Yeah.
I think I'd still take it, but I think I'd forget that I'd have superpowers. And then, like, every once in a while, like, it's just, whoa, what the shit? Wow, how do I do all this stuff? I'm like, oh, right.
Oh, right. It's been a slow week.
This hasn't been a very interesting week, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's been a very interesting week and I've been too busy.
You've been too busy. Yeah.
And then you'd be like, oh, I'm going to use this at least for the next 24 hours. And then you suddenly, every once in a while, you've got this incredible strength and flight. But you just go and live your normal life as a normal person.
Yeah.
That'd be
Just
good.
always being surprised by the perk. Okay.
Yeah. I'd be like,
So you used to take it.
that's a nice little twist.
And I'm saying no. And Joe?
I'm saying yeah. I'm saying yes, and for the caveat, for the simple reason that looking at my life, sometimes my husband goes away for a really long time, and I'm like, I could do a
And
lot of
that's
good.
bonus
I could
week.
be
Okay.
really productive
Yeah.
during that time.
How was your
Okay.
trip? Uneventful. How was yours? Super.
Amazing.
But bum cha. Super. Okay. I think we've
I could literally be super mom. Sorry.
super mom. Only when your husband's away for
Only
a long
when my
time.
husband's
yeah.
away. That's it.
For a long enough time.
Do you want to extend that trip? Or it's like I'm doing a lot of good.
If you extend
but-
that trip by 2 days, I promise it'll be worth it.
I'll get a lot of work done. Yeah.
What you're forgetting is that if your husband goes away for a long time, long enough that you have super strength and flight, you can get to him. So you would be choosing to go, oh, well, I could fly over there in record time because you make that super strength leap, which gives you the initial burst.
See, that's not an issue for me because again, like I said, I'm super mom, so I have the
Right.
kids. So then I used it and then I wouldn't have it anymore. I couldn't get back. Then I'd be irresponsible mom and
Oh, right.
CPS.
Of course, because when you get there, you're like, oh, well, I guess
Yeah.
I'm stuck here for at least a week.
Then I'd be irresponsible mom and child protective services mom. So
Yeah.
you know, that's
I feel like you get a lot of tough choices in your life. So I still like you're taking this deal, but there's still like a lot of
Yeah.
cost to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're in a good place now. So I think we've come up with I'm not taking it. Ben's taking
I'm
it.
taking it.
Joe's taking it, but it's definitely going to complicate her life more.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to ask you, audience, would you take this deal? And if you have any wishes you'd like to send in,
There's also, just for my sake, when you send them in, what is the villain to this superhero? I would like you to describe their powers and tell me what they're like.
Oh, the-
super coming man.
It's like, the sexy one. It's like, oh no, I'm impossible here.
yeah, I think it would be a super villain who's just like frustratingly sexy and always orgasming.
Yeah. And so that person's
So it's just
like,
really rubbing in when how your power doesn't work.
Because my powers won't work and I'll be stuck here.
Yeah. Just a very sexy superhero that, like, if they can get you even a bit,
Yeah.
then they win the fight.
Well, that's what we came up with, but we want to hear from you. Your wishes, your thoughts, whether you take this wish or not. You can find us on Twitter at breakawishpod, email breakawishpod@gmail.com, and please join the Break-A-Wish discussion group on Facebook. Remember to write a review on iTunes and Apple Podcasts, and for all this information, visit breakawish.ca. If you want some more Ben Clifford, try Benjour on Twitter or Benjour mes amis on Instagram. For more Joanna Haughton, you can visit the madamamablog.com or find Joanna Haughton on Instagram. This is a Kicks and Giggles entertainment production hosted by Maddox Campbell, theme by Matthew Reed, cover art by Justin Langford, and a proud member of the Sonar Podcast Network. For more podcasts, visit thesonarnetwork.com. Before we go, some wishes don't take a whole episode to figure out. I call these summary judgments. While searching for wishes on Twitter, I noticed Miss Hwang asked, I wish I knew what time it was. Well, I'll just say, be careful what you wish for, because it would be a terrible waste of a magic wish just to find out what the time was. We have clocks for that. So, what would you wish for?
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.